competition, ain't no other. Madhouse 13, rock this mother. Need some competition, ain't no other. Madhouse 13, rock this mother. Madhouse 13, rock this mother.
All right, welcome to week 14 of What Did Prince Do This Week? And my friend came to the rescue, representing Madhouse. What's up, Rick?
Hey, what's happening? You doing all right?
Yes. You showed up.
Oh, yeah, you know.
Awesome.
I'm not going to leave you hanging.
I appreciate that. We got Anna B in the chat. First one up. Good morning, world classness. Yes, Andre, saw the Stax Records documentary last year. It's amazing. Highly recommend it. And we got Cassandra Bradley getting ready for celebration tickets on Monday. Love that, Cassandra. And we got Theo, who is getting ready for Pop Life 40 next weekend. So if you come to YouTube on Saturday, we're not going to be here. We are going to be on Zoom events. So this happened last year, and everybody was like, where are we? We'll be on Zoom events. But the keynote will be on YouTube on Friday. And I have some special announcements. So we're going to have not one keynote, but two keynotes. So I'll talk about that later. We got TP in the house, and we got Purple Cat Confetti. It's Saturday to sleep in and be with my purple nerd peeps. Love this, Purple Cat Confetti. We got Christina. I was hoping that you would let us know what it was like at the Dakota show last night. Saw Tommy Barbarella and Michael Bland with their band Urban Classic at Dakota. That's incredible. We got EA from San Francisco. We got our timekeeper from the ATL. We got Braid Brown. I can't even say that today. My lyrical brother, Blade Brown. We got Vanessa. We got Dorothy. We got KMS 1984. We got Man Ray 10 from Brooklyn. We got Audra from the ATL. We got Sister Charles from Happy Saturday Purple Peeps. We got K Cool Music. We got Lisa Williams. And yes, we want to free all the Madhouses. And we got Butch's 26 from Philly. And we got Nick Feldman from Denver. And we got Chris Bournet. And we got Diane from Chaska, Minnesota. Welcome. It's great to have you here. I'm so excited, Theo, that you're pumped for the symposium. I have to wake up bright and early at 6 a.m. That is commitment, Theo. I'm so excited that you're excited, Theo.
Hey, look, I ain't mad at him. Get up early, get the day started. There you go, Theo.
Yes. And you're giving me the fuel that I need to make it through this week because I still got a lot of stuff to do. Yes, love the background color blend. Yes, we got Madhouse to the right, at least my right, and we got purple to the left. Oh no, our timekeeper note. Okay, got a hard out. Okay, baseball at Truist Park has started. No.
What? Okay, the Braves. You going to see the Braves, Kim? Are Kim going to see the Braves?
Are you going to see the Braves? And we got El Michelle. Loving the hashtag PopLife40, as well as Free Madhouse.
Need some competition, ain't no other. Calling on no funky knucklehead brothers. Madhouse 13, rock this mother.
All right, we have Morning Purple Fam. Oh wow, Kim is working with the Braves.
Go ahead, Kim. I mean, holler at you about some tickets or a Braves cap or something. Some type of Braves paraphernalia.
Look at you, already asking.
Right, yeah, hey, look, asking you shall receive. That's what the good book says, right?
That's what the good book says, for sure. All right, so let's get into week 14. And we're going week to week, not day to date. And you can follow the detailed schedule with this QR code or Bitly link.
Hey, I tried. Hey, I tried.
Oh my God. So you do not need the paperback. Do you have your book? But it might not show up with your background anyway.
Oh, hold on. I gotta go get my.
Okay. So this is what we're reading. This is the paperback version, and you know it's the paperback version. One, because it's lighter. Two, because it has this circle. And yes, party up, people. All right, there we go. Ricky's sporting the Old Testament with the heart.
Yeah, you know it.
And Kim says, respect the ask. I would too.
Hey, life's too short. You might as well ask when you can.
All right. Okay, so these will be archived at Polished Solid as well as at MD, even though Michael can't make it with us today because he's under the weather. So send him some purple love.
Oh man, yeah, Mike, get well, brother.
Yeah, we want him to get well so he'll be ready for the symposium. And also please subscribe, like, and help spread the word. Yes, exactly. Anna B. King James Version versus the NIV version.
As long as you got one.
Yeah,
hey.
Exactly. As long as you got one of them.
Hey, as long as you got one of them.
We got Love Sexy 71. Yes, we want Michael to get well very soon. We got Ronald Dagley Jr. Thank you so much for showing up. And I love your avatar, starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam. Yes. And we are jamming with Madhouse. Who knows what we're listening to? I know you know, Ricky, but in the chat. Who
Yeah.
listening to right now? Besides Madhouse. We know we're listening to Madhouse. What number is this? What? And I'll give you a little bit of a hint. It is not 14, even though this is week 14. All right, this is our hashtag WDPDTW. And we only got one more week to go for the Purple Rain Tour and only one tour date, and that is Miami, Florida.
What?
So you went to the Miami, Florida show. We would love to have you on. And it would be during the symposium. And it would be, just reach out to us at wdpdtw@gmail.com. And if you don't want to come on, but you have some photos you'd like to share, please do.
Hey, look, you know what? As we rock out like to this Madhouse song, I just want to send a shout out to Duane. I hope he really covers this tune in the studio sessions of the next book, because this is a like underrated jam.
Yeah.
In terms of like remixes and stuff. As I was rocking out to it, I was like, man, I hope he really gets some great info about this tune or about this whole album. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah, the whole album, So great question, Andre. So what's going to happen? You have to sign up for poplife40.substack.com to get all of the announcements. And the Zoom events link is going to go out next Friday. So if you're on that, then let me pull it up really quickly. And I'm hearing myself double. Ricky, are you playing it at the same time? There we go. Yep. All right. So let me share this instead. So this is what poplife40.substack.com looks like. So you go there, sign up, and that's how you get the announcements. And then on Friday, you'll get the announcement for Zoom events, and then you can register for Saturday and Sunday, because both of the keynotes are going to be on YouTube where you are right now for Friday. So the keynotes are only on YouTube, and everything else will be on Zoom events.
Can't wait. Hey, look, y'all hit the like button, man. Let's get those likes up. Hit the like button for us.
Thank you so much, Ricky. I really appreciate that. And I also appreciate that Vanessa has both King James and NIV.
Go ahead, Vanessa. You die hard. She got both of them.
Yes. And
one for company to look at, and then one to keep, you know what I'm saying, don't touch.
That's the way to do it. Oh my goodness. And then I love the back and forth, the call and response in the chat. So where will the Zoom link be located at? Theo responded, if you pre-register for the virtual event, you will get all the information via email. That's right. So love that.
Man, y'all in for a treat next week, because we gonna have a blast. I'm telling you, y'all might want to go ahead, sign up, Get your popcorn, get your Gatorade, your water, everything you're gonna need to drink, sit and eat, because it's gonna be an event. I'm telling you, Friday to Sunday, it's gonna be a hot ticket. It's gonna be the place to be. Y'all get your stuff. We got great stuff lined up for y'all, man. Because D'Angelo has been working hard. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be something. It's gonna be one for the history books.
It is. It's going to be really special. I mean, like the universe is responding. They know the universe knows how tired I am. It's been sending me angels.
Wonderful. That's fantastic.
And one of those angels is Tanya Giddings. She's really helped me out quite a bit. So I really appreciate all my angels. So yes, I can't wait.
She gave her angels. Was that the song like Prince did? What she gave her angels or something like that?
Yes.
Hey man, I'm telling y'all, man. I mean, especially Friday. Friday's gonna be like one for the history books. I know D'Angelo is just through the roof with this one.
Yes.
I can't wait for that. I can't wait to see you do your thing Friday. That's gonna be long awaited.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Symposium snacks. Thanks, Andrea. That's the new phrase. Get your Symposium snacks ready.
Yes, and welcome, Karan. We're gonna have our usual polls and everything like that. So yes. All right. So let's get into it because we got a lot to cover. And let me switch.
Let's get after it.
All right. So this is that's what we're gonna be talking about next week during the symposium. And only our final Purple Rain date. I know Michael Dean will be happy that we're done with the Purple Rain tour and that we can move on to Parade, which is what he's very excited about. And then we'll also talk about Prince vacationing in Brazil with Jerome and others. And then For the Tears in Your Eyes was released alongside the We're the World album on the 12th. And this is April 12th of 1985. And yes, this is a great question. The symposium will work on an iPad as long as you, it sure will. You'll be able to watch it. And I'm glad to see that Christina's also looking forward to it, as well as El Michelle. I love that. Can't wait. Again, you're all giving me the energy I need to push through this final week. I got a lot going on between trying to prep for this, the symposium, and my Prince course and work.
What? You sent me a syllabus of the Prince course. Maybe I might need to, you know what I'm saying, say a refresher in that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes. And sometimes it snows in April. Is it snowing in April in Minneapolis right now, Michael? Is that what you're telling me? So the estate of Prince Rogers Nelson is not affiliated, associated, or connected with the What Did Prince Do This Week book club series. It is an independent endeavor. And again, I love this call and response in the chat. This is what makes, I just love coming to the space every Saturday because of the community. All of you in the chat, you really make it something special. So thank you so much for helping us out with all of the questions and answers. All right. So remember, with our community guidelines, we choose to be a community even when we disagree. So, I did not realize that. Okay. So Christina let us know that it snowed in Minneapolis on April 1st and 2nd.
Meanwhile, in Atlanta, it's like 80 degrees.
Yes, that's the place to be. All right. So I'm gonna so this is one of my, all of the Madhouses are my favorite, but this one is signed by Manisa. And I have to give a very special shout out to Tanya Giddings, because this is how I got this signed, because of the Paisley Purple brunches that she does in New York. And I was able to meet Manisa and get the signature. But I like, the one thing I wanted to show you about this was just really funny. On the album, it's the word 13, but on the single, it's the number 13. So that's a little different. And then on the back, you'll see that there's no Manisa, which is kind of weird. But you can see some dollars and stuff floating by the fire hydrant. And we did not play 13 1/4 because that was a little too slow for me. But what we listened to instead was the Paisley Park mix. And I don't know this to be true, but on Prince Vault, they say that Susan Rogers remixed this. So I had
Interesting.
never heard that before. And
You
yes.
know,
Oh, go ahead.
another thing I like about that cover is how the dog is like kind of like looks like he's just kind of laying on her shoulder,
Yes, yes,
or
yes.
he's kinda like showing her some love.
Yes, I love
So,
that. It's a great shot.
yeah.
Yeah.
So how was she like when you met her? Like, I've
Extremely nice.
that's
Yeah,
wonderful.
she's obviously stunning, beautiful in person as she is through photography, but she's really, really, really a beautiful soul. So it was really great. And
Yeah.
yes, the dog has so much
Mm,
personality.
It does. It does. Really does. She's really good about commenting on the Mad for Madhouse page on
Oh,
Facebook.
nice. Yes.
I know when she's posted or tagged and stuff, man, she does say respond and interact with us fans sometimes.
Yes.
So that's real cool.
Yes, very cool. And I love this comment from Dr. Claw. Definitely one of my favorite guests on Michael Dean's Prince podcast. And yes, I did too. Dr. Claw, in terms of, I think I was calling her Manica.
Yeah, we would call it everything but
Everything but Manica. So,
Yeah.
it was great. And it's MANECA instead of SA.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. I'm going to put that in the accompanying playlist. Michael.
Yeah, but that was one of the she gave a really good interview on that with Mike. It was really
Yes.
cool.
Yeah,
It was a great interview.
Yes, and so many great interviews that Michael Dean has done. So we got to give a shout out to the Electric Vibe. And then we want to say hello to Divas for Social Justice. And in fact, if you've been reading all of the symposium information, even though the symposium is free, I would really love for you to donate to Divas for Social Justice. So if you go sign up on our poplife40.substack.com, you'll see the information how you can do so. All right. And I did not know that, Nick Felden. So Nick Felden said Manisa is a Denver native.
Yeah, she is. I think I remember reading that somewhere.
Very cool. Thank you for letting us know. And just one last look at this amazing picture before we move on. And then also, I just want everyone to see who's on this track. Eric Leeds and Prince, even though other people are credited, but it's just Eric Leeds.
Eric Leeds and Prince.
Okay, so what did Prince do this week? What we know, 117th episode, week number 14. I got the week right this week. And this week we have 4 live shows. And the 4 live shows are Indianapolis, Indiana, Tallahassee, Florida, and Lakeland, Florida, 2 nights. And let's get started. So I thought this was really interesting because I don't remember this, but maybe Ricky does because Ricky has a better memory than I do. So this was in the Star Tribune on Sunday, March 31st. It says, meanwhile, a casting call for a new Prince film has been issued in New York. Supposedly it would be a dramatic film with no musical scenes. Rumors have been circulating, however, of a separate film project to feature the family and outgrowth of the time and possibly Maserati, the Twin Cities funk band whose debut LP is expected to be released on Prince's new custom label, Paisley Records. It says Paisley Records, not Paisley Park Records, this summer. Both Prince and Revolution bassist Mark Brown, who discovered the band, will be producing. So, Ricky, I'm so glad that you are here with me today. Did you ever hear about a possible film project with the family and Maserati in real time?
I do remember hearing that. I do actually, yeah. I mean, it was a lot of rumors about a sequel to Purple Rain and all that type stuff kind of circulating. Like speculating about it at that time. So I think I do remember reading that. I do remember like Maserati getting a lot of mentions in magazines and things as being like say the next thing coming out.
Yeah, so let's say 71. It gives me an opportunity to play.
Yeah, sexy.
So, looking forward to that, but it never materialized.
Yeah, that was a lot of stuff that we were looking forward to that never kind of came to. We were looking for the tour with Sheila, the family, and Maserati, and
Yes.
I know 'cause we kept getting worried about that. We were getting really hyped. I mean, you know, like this time back then, you know, like we were really hyped about. I mean, a lot of stuff that was kind of potential, you know, like potentially supposed to be coming out. You know, kept us, you know, biting our nails to see like what was going to happen.
Yeah, yeah, because we just didn't have the information like we do today.
Yeah,
It was like weeks and sometimes months before we would hear things.
it
So,
was it was very sparse information too. Like you get like little tidbits that and then hold you to next month, and you hope to see something. you be you be waiting 30 days, 60 days, wait for something new to come out, and then you know it's just like okay, like little. It's been like little bits of information.
yes, yes, little bits of information. All right. So next up is our next article, and I couldn't quite figure out where this article came from. It said the day, but I was like, I don't know, but maybe it's the Daily. I don't know. So if anybody knows, let me know. But this is a really interesting article. Okay, here we go. Workers at a video store in Glens Falls, New York, got a surprise when they realized that the customer in the high-heeled boots was rock star Prince. Prince was on a chartered bus en route to Syracuse, New York, Friday for a concert appearance there on Saturday night when he and his entourage stopped at Audio Genesis Video Center, according to WGY Radio in, I can never pronounce this right, Schenectady. Schenectady. There we go. Schenectady. We sometimes get different looking people in our store, and we really don't think much of it anymore, store employee Terry Ryan told the station. And in walks this woman with a really nice fur coat on and nice high heeled boots. I'm assuming this is probably Sheila. I don't know this to be true, but most
Right.
likely. And then in comes a man with high heeled boots. I'm reading this article just to read this part. And the girl I work with said, "Boy, look at those ugly boots." And I worked my way up from the boots, and voila, it was Prince. Okay, so I wonder what boots he had on for them to be so ugly. All right.
Yeah, that's he must have one of those colorful, you know, like one of the colorful hookups that he normally would wear on stage.
Yeah, but I don't know of any Prince boots that are ugly, but that's just me. All right. Okay, Ricky, are you going to read April 1985 so I can stop reading for a while?
Sure. April 1985. I was in the eighth grade. Let's see. April 1st.
No, where it
That's what.
says, where it actually says April 1985. It should be a quote by Albert McNally. Do you have that? Do you not have that in your book?
Oh yeah, no one was really thinking about a sequel for Purple Rain. I discussed this with Prince's manager uh, Bob Cavallo, but Prince was off already on another album and another movie, Under the Cherry Moon. Prince was moving away from every aspect of Purple Rain, and the idea of a sequel was likely too close to what he had already done. Eric Leeds recalls what he was like as an artist at the range of opportunities Prince had created. Once he got Purple Rain sit behind him, then I think he kind of felt that the handcuffs had been taken off of him. So, so for the next several years, and particularly right after that, I think he was really open to just say, okay, let's see where I can go. According to those around him, he felt that he'd mastered the process of making a like, successful movie and was looking to replicate that experience, I'm sorry, film a movie, time in the studio, so recording for himself and others, and then tour. But this time, he wanted to go in a different direction than Purple Rain. All any of us knew, say myself included, was that he wanted to make another movie. Okay, remember, says, says Susanna Melvoin. During this era, on what? We don't know yet. And he just started to recording songs. And then it started to sort of reveal itself. Instead of a movie with songs being performed by his band, the music would help set the scene and inspire the mood. Becky Johnson would be hired to develop the screenplay for his second movie, a 1940 style comedy that would be called
Dun.
Under the Cherry Moon. Convincing Cavallo, Ruffalo, and Fagnarli that this was the right project was important to remembers Susanna. He was asking management to find the money to support this idea, and they were saying, how are we going to pay for this? And Prince would say, I don't know. Find it. To make the public aware that Prince was formally ending his current tour and moving on from Purple Rain, he had his manager Steve Fagnoli to release a statement to the press. Prince is withdrawing from the live performance scene for an indefinite period of time. Prince's concert April 7th at Miami's Orange Bowl will be his last performance for an indeterminate. Did I say that right?
Indeterminate.
Indeterminate number of years. Whew, come on, man. I asked Prince what he planned to do. He told me, I'm going to look for the latter. I asked him what that meant, and all he said was, sometimes it snows in April.
Oh my God, you gotta love Prince.
You gotta love it. There was speculation that the announcement was done to try and sell out the show in Miami, which holds up to 80,000 people. Okay, depending on how the show is staged, Prince would eventually sell more than 53,000 tickets for the show, an amazing number, but far short of capacity, and one of the few concerts on the tour that wasn't sold out. That's a lot to unwrap there. I mean, I for one would not have minded if they had done a sequel to Purple Rain, but I get why he kind of wanted to move on.
Yeah.
From that as things were changing. But at this particular time in April 85, I was just happy with anything that he was doing and coming out with. I do remember this announcement saying that he wasn't going to be doing any shows anymore. And I remember Barbershop talk about that. And people was like, Prince tired of y'all. He's going to. But they didn't say, like they used some other words. Like, Prince tired of you MFs. He's going to, chill out for a minute. But I do remember hearing that thing that man said, what does that mean? Like, he's not going to be doing any shows or anything, or, like no performances, I was, I remember being, hey, look, I saw the tour, so I was happy. I was like, hey, look, y'all missed him. I saw him. So
yeah, it's really funny. And I never thought about that until you said that barber shop comment, because there are going to be a couple of articles where I could see where if Prince were reading these articles, and I hope that he wasn't, I would have been like, I'm not touring anymore either, because I'm tired of y'all too. So I just died laughing when I read this from LTK. His management were probably stressed into baldness dealing with it. And then my favorite, this is so brilliant. I wish I would have seen this while Ricky was reading that, but who's paying for this more?
I think you know the answer to that. Oh man.
Oh my God. And yes, man, yeah, we were all devastated by that news. Like, you're not gonna be touring anymore? Because we didn't know. We thought
we just didn't know. Like, I mean, because he wasn't doing like no new videos or anything. So we were just like, what?
Yeah. So a lot of tears. All right. So next up is April 1st, 1985. Do you mind reading that one, Ricky? Because we're going to be reading a lot. And it's
sure. Market Square Arena, Indianapolis, Indiana. I mean, capacity 16,089, sold out. All right now. The sound check for this performance included Prince and the band jamming on several songs he'd recorded for the family.
Now, is that circulating? Because I don't know about
that. Would be cool to hear.
Yeah.
DC 68, you know what I'm saying? We need you to get on it. We need you to, you know what I'm saying, work your magic.
Yeah.
You got pull.
Yeah, I would love to hear that. That's the one to hear. April 1st.
Yeah, that would be cool to hear. April 3rd, 1985, Wednesday. Leon Count.
We
Oh,
gotta, we gonna wait. We're gonna wait.
okay, we wait on that one. Okay, so we go stay in. Okay, stay like in Indianapolis for a
Yeah,
while.
we're gonna stay
Okay.
in Indianapolis for a while, and then we want to welcome Jordy apart from the UK. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, here's the ticket. This is the best. This is the only ticket. I have people who helped me, so thank you for helping me. And then I wanted to read this article, that a little bit of it. It's really interesting from the Indianapolis News. So let me pull it up so I can actually see it. And it says Prince and Retinue, if I'm saying that correctly, give royal show by Zach Duncan. And they are given the concert 5 stars. In the middle,
Okay.
it says Rock Pile. It says Princess Sheila E. Market Square Arena, 5 stars. Production, excellent lighting and sound, highly visible show with interesting props, smoke effects and wardrobe, strong finish and end, solid support band and opening act, good length, great showmanship, best song, The Beautiful Ones, and I Would Die For You by Baby I'm a Star, worst song, God. Attendance 16,000. Okay, here we go. It's easy to see why so many people detest Prince. That's what he wrote. They say he acts like a creep on award shows. He dresses queerly and his music is cheap and dirty. But look beyond all the showbiz mystique and you'll find one of today's greatest concert showmen and songwriters. His performance last night at Market Square Arena was unquestionably awesome. Everything about the show was electric, from Sheila E.'s raunchy opening act to Prince's emotion-filled Purple Rain finale. It really irks me when I see Sheila's name misspelled. They transpose the I and the L, so okay. But anyway, as the little Minnesota man himself thinks, Baby, I'm a Star. Like him or not, Prince is both a master of the studio and the stage. His 15 million selling Grammy and Oscar winning Purple Rain album proves his writing, singing, and recording talents. Last night's 2-hour MSA performance solidifies the other. Prince has come a long way since he strutted around in bikini briefs and a raincoat and stroked his guitar obscenely to attract attention during his Dirty Mind tour, and he knows it better than anyone else. Although there was a slight letdown with a conceptually fascinating but somewhat dragged out dialogue about a third of the way into the show, he's the best person, I think, that has gracefully critiqued the piano part and talking to God and all that. I love that. He says, conceptually fascinating, but somewhat dragged out dialogue about a third of the way into the show. There have been few acts at MSA who have exploded out of the box like Prince did last night with a nonstop delivery of Let's Go Crazy, Delirious, 1999, Little Red Corvette, and Take Me With You. So just wanted to read a fairly positive. And the photo of Prince is a weird one, though, in the top right.
Yeah, that's kind of odd. I was like, does he have a beard on?
No, it's just a print, but
Yeah.
it's a very strange picture to select.
I mean, he did capture in this, like the part about, people thinking he was a creep, from the award shows because of the bodyguard story. If you listen to the song like Hello, he kind of describes that, but like that was a big headline then that his bodyguards were like beating people up and
didn't participate supposedly in We Are the World, even though he did a song. That's I'm gonna keep saying that every time people talk about Prince not participating, he submitted a song, and the dang documentary does not even mention it once.
No, they don't. Not at all. Matter of fact, I mean, they don't even mention that album. But yeah, you're right. Like, they don't mention his positive contribution to it. They only mention that he didn't show up or he was contacted and things of that nature. Which, I mean, I guess a year after that, like no one, I think, really cared about. Like the We Are the World thing. I mean, it did what it was supposed to do. And then, people moved on, but they really didn't they only mentioned that he didn't show up like it was that big of a deal.
Yeah. And we got to welcome Keith because Indianapolis is their
In the hometown. All right, Keith.
And Celie is tiptoeing by while they're doing other stuff. Thank you,
In
Celie.
the spring football game, boy, you hardcore.
Yes.
They going to the spring football game.
And I love this comment from Theo. God, why am I in it? And this is why I love, again, being in community, because I totally missed the frog leg.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Over in the corner, yeah, all you can eat seafood. Hey,
Yes.
hey,
But
Blade Browns, I'm with you, brother. Hey, $5.95. I'll be there every day for lunch.
yes.
First date spot. What is the first date spot? The move. Okay, the dollar movies in the $5.95. All you can eat shrimp.
Yes. And Chris says that comment about the way he dresses would never fly today. That is correct, even if the critic meant it in the textbook way to mean unusual. And in terms of the photo, it does look like a weird ink job. And Blake Brown says,
You look like Shea Guevara. He does.
And then I love this one, Andre 1500.
Oh man.
Oh my God. And we got welcome Kale Heads. Yes, he declined that. This is a very good point, Vanessa. He told them he wasn't coming. So I don't understand why they expected him to show up. I think that's a really good comment. All right, let's keep it moving. And this is another interesting photo selection from the Indianapolis Star. But we got the lace scarf in the hair is seems to be the thing right now. And I'm going to read
lace headband.
Yes, the lace headband. I'm going to read a little bit from this, not a lot. And let me find it. And this is by Jill Warren. And it says 16,000 fans in arena go wild for Prince. Believe it or not, a lot of parents called our office in the past few weeks to ask if the Prince concert would be too outrageous, read sexually suggestive to let their children see. Well, it's safe to say the show that the rock/film star delivered was PG-13 perhaps, but definitely PG. That's not to say it wasn't exciting. It started slow, teased for a time, then built to a thrilling conclusion, which included an 8-minute ovation from the 8-minute ovation. That's a long ovation from the 16,089 in attendance before he finally returned for an exuberant encore. Talk about controlling an audience. Indianapolis waited quite a long time to see Prince. He did cancel the city twice since the show was originally scheduled last December, but the wait was definitely worth it. The show was an extravagant display of talent, energy, color, mostly purple, and above all else, passion. So if you want to read a really positive review, this is one of them, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to read the whole thing. And just remember, if you want to get to the slideshow, it will be here. I actually do quarterly slideshows, so I have to swap it out with this one, but I'll do so later today, so you can read it if you'd like. And we have, let's see. First of all, Blade Brown says, because in the same way nobody says no to Prince, nobody says no to Q. And
yeah, I can kind of see that.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, and Q being Quincy Jones, for those of you who don't know. And then Edgar says, nobody says no to Quincy. Prince did. My guess, nobody expected him to be serious because Quincy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that meant that people didn't know Prince, or, they were still probably getting to know who he was and kind of how he operated, for sure.
Well, see, he was for a lot of, even for, like some of those in that We Are the World ensemble, he was still like relatively new to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like outside of maybe like Sheila and probably Michael Jackson, like the rest really can't say that they knew him or had worked with him or like, like buddy, I'm gonna come to your show type pals. He might, he showed up to Bruce Springsteen show and then vice versa, but that was about it. Wasn't too many there that he, probably knew like that. So I could kind of see not going, if you're uncomfortable being around these people.
Yeah, for sure.
Like people that you don't know.
Yep.
so to say. So,
And I'm sure that, he would probably have some concerns about like the song itself, and does he want
yeah,
to be singing on a song he really doesn't have any real input into.
yeah.
So for sure.
Coming from a I do it myself, background type deal. That's kind of hard, like stepping in, because I think if I remember, he tried to do what the guitar solo for the song, and they were like, nope. I guess he offered all these different things, like alternatives. Well, let me do this or let me do that, and they were like, nope, nope, we want you to do this. He was just like, man, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, and I love this quote that Tallahassee is saying in terms of the MTV interview, and Prince said, "I would have just clammed up."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's honest, like honest reaction. So I can't blame him, man, for not wanting to do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right, we're gonna keep it moving because Kim has given us the time clock.
uh-oh.
So I just wanted to show this photo just to show you the difference between what it looks like in newsprint and the actual photo. And another thing that you'll notice is that it also looks as if they skewed it a little bit. So all sorts of things might be happening when you get a printed photo. So, all right. And this was originally published on trueprincestories.com, but this is the tour buses that they were using, and this is from the Indianapolis date. And I want to read this really quickly, just again to see why maybe Prince was teasing that he was, no longer touring. But here we go. Purple Strain. Prince tries so hard to entertain that music gets lost in his showmanship. There were plenty of special effects, including lasers, explosions, lots of smoke, trapdoors, and even a purple bathtub that rose from beneath the stage for Prince to bathe in. Prince has clearly figured out that in the 80s, you need to sell your music with visuals, whether it's on screen or in concert, because of the MTV generation. So and I added the MTV part. So he's put together a fast-paced, highly theatrical show that is long on showmanship and a lot of fun to see. Unfortunately, what with all the activity on stage, I thought the music itself got shortchanged. It seemed like the man rarely stood still long enough to sing a song with any passion and commitment. Great tunes such as Delirious, 1999, Let's Pretend We're Married, and Darling Nikki were sometimes shortened and often seemed subservient to the special effects that framed them during the show. And that's too bad because Prince's music is worth hearing. Refusing to be shackled to a particular style, Prince has ransacked any number of genres, rock, soul, funk, gospel, to create his own style. And then when you go on to the final part of the article, it ends by saying, all in all, there is no question that Prince knows how to put on a hot show and keep his audience entertained. But I wish the guy had paid more attention to the music, his strongest asset, and less to the showmanship. What say you about this?
First of all, he said lasers and explosions. So what show was this? Yeah, I think he got confused. I don't remember no lasers and explosions. And I have the Purple Rain, Syracuse on VHS and DVD. I don't remember seeing no lasers or explosions. Smoke, yes. Purple bathtub, yes. But lasers and explosions, I don't see it. I don't see it. Like I think a lot of people, because how they say like more money, more problems, as like Prince was, so successful, like during his run, people had to look for something to try to have some negativity, something. Yeah. Hey, look, LTK, I thought the same thing when she read. I said, you must be thinking about the victory tour or something. People are always looking for something to try to like knock against you. And so, for him, it's funny that they say that he, should rely heavy, more on like the musical part, when his tours after this was so like musical heavy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things of that nature. But
Edgar says, I actually agree with this review. A lot of the Purple Rain shows were uninspired, or It could be just like the repetitive, because he didn't really have any freedom really, and like I was really excited when he started incorporating "Irresistible Being Possessed" in the set, because that's like when the stage really lit up. So
Yeah. Well, I have to challenge Edgar like on that, like uninspired. You gotta look at it, seeing it in '85, it didn't look uninspired.
yeah,
Now, in hindsight, looking back, compared to other shows, then yeah. And plus Edgar saw the Sign of the Time show, so he's yeah, compared to that Edgar, yeah, you're right. It probably is uninspired compared to that show that you saw.
yeah. So I'm very excited to read. I'm going to read this whole thing because I know some of you go like, really, but I'm going to go yes, because this is really important to get an understanding of what we as teens had to go through. So here we go. Purple Rain Falls on Prince concert plans. 2 Prince tickets, and this is by Priscilla Miller, who is a mom. And then the other article is by Nagwanda Miller, who is the daughter. And the daughter's article, "So I Can't See Prince, It's Really Okay, Mom." Okay, here we go. 2 Prince tickets for sale. That was the statement I made around the Democrat recently when my plans to take my daughter to the Prince concert fell through. It all started when my daughter, Nagwanda, found out Prince was coming to Tallahassee. Nagwanda is a big Prince fan and asked if she could attend the concert. She even said, please. The day tickets went on sale, I purchased 2. Nagwanda was excited at the idea of getting to see the Prince, one of her musical idols. That night, she danced to Purple Rain and When Doves Cry and did an imaginary act of attending the concert. She was thrilled. Then the purple rains began to fall. Nagwanda's father found out about our plans, and he wasn't at all happy about them. He said Nagwanda shouldn't go to see Prince. No 8-year-old child should go see Prince. Why, I asked. Haven't you ever seen Prince before? He asked. On TV, I answered. What about, he asked. And mom says, on TV, what about Prince's show is so bad? It's X-rated, he said. Prince, I asked. Surely he was mistaken. How could a man with such a royal title be X-rated? When I saw him on the American Music Awards with his gigantic bodyguard, he seemed so naive. His bodyguard looked as if he would smack him even if he thought X-rated. I also watched him on the People's Choice Awards. As far as I was concerned, he was another Michael Jackson. I didn't want to go against her father, and by now Nagwanda was terribly upset. So I assured her that I would find out more about Prince. The next day, I talked to Mark Brown, the Democrat's music/TV writer. I knew he would know because he reviewed the last Prince show in Tallahassee. Nagwanda wants to see Prince, I said. However, her father doesn't think she should go. He says it's X-rated. What do you think? I wouldn't take a kid to see Prince, said Mark, even though Nagwanda probably won't know what some of it means. Well, what does he do that's so bad? I asked. Mark went on to tell me about a guitar that Prince used on his last visit to Tallahassee that imitates an organ of a man, which really came as a surprise to me. And to top it off, a story on Prince by Robert Palmer of the New York Times news service moved on the wires. This is the man who used to perform in a trench coat and bikini briefs, who worked the most explicit lyrics about all sorts of things not often mentioned in polite company, who sang to a Radio City Music Hall audience while writhing suggestively in a 4-poster bed, wrote Palmer. I was shocked and became really upset with myself for not having known the real facts about Prince. I felt guilty because of that and for promising my daughter she could do something I now thought was wrong. But how could I not have known? I've always considered myself an up-to-date mom, one who keeps up with reports on children and drugs and alcohol, who attends PTO meetings, and no, I am not an avid TV watcher, but I do watch 60 Minutes, 2020, and The Cosby Show. I also read Time, National Geographic, and Newsweek magazines. Maybe I'd miss a story on Prince in one of these. Anyway, I had to talk to Nagwanda, and I wasn't looking forward to it at all. I knew it would be difficult to find the words to tell her that Prince was X-rated. I also knew she would be disappointed. Nagwanda, I said, Mother has something to tell you. I know, she said. You talked to Mark, and he doesn't think I should see Prince either. That's right, I said. I'm really sorry. I'll make it up to you. But why can't I see him? She asked. Well, Mark says that Prince puts on a show that little girls can't see, I said. In other words, it's like movies that are rated R. Children can't see them, but I'll tell you what I'll do. When I sell the tickets, I'll give you $15 so that you can go shopping. All right, so that's the mama's part of the article. And then I will read really quickly the response from the daughter. And it says, when my mom told me Prince was coming to Tallahassee, I was excited. I asked her if I could go to see him. She said I could go if she got the tickets. I was happy. I went home and played Purple Rain and When Doves Cry by Prince and Revolution. I have the Purple Rain single, not the album. I love that she put that in parentheses. I danced and sang. I think that was a hint that she wanted the album. I danced and sang along. I know all the words to the songs, and I was pretending I was at the concert. I have liked Prince ever since I first heard When Doves Cry. Since then, I've seen Prince on TV, like on the American Music Awards and the People's Choice Awards, and I like the way he dances and the clothes he wears. I like the songs he sings too. I also like Michael Jackson and the Jacksons. When my mom told me she had bought the tickets, I gave her a big hug and kiss. I knew this would be fun. I could see myself at the Prince concert, clapping my hands and dancing in my seat. I had lots of purple clothes, pants, a shirt, and a sweater, and I was going to wear purple. I was going to have fun, fun, fun. When my daddy found out I was going to see Prince, he told my mom that I shouldn't go. He said that the Prince concert was not for children. I was upset. I got mad with my daddy. Then my mom said she would talk to Mark Brown. She said that if Mark said I could go, then she might not take me. And this is a different Mark Brown than Brown Mark, because it's M-A-R-C. When my mom talked to Mark, he said that children shouldn't go to the Prince concert. My mom told me I couldn't go. She said that Mark said children shouldn't go see the Prince show because it's bad. My mom told me she was sorry, and she said she would give me $15 when she sold the tickets because I couldn't go. My mom said Silpha, that's a lady who works with my mom, would bring me something back. I would like a Prince button. Buttons was really popular back then. People don't understand like
very,
how very popular. I said, okay. I wanted to see Prince, but my mom can't help it if Prince is bad. But I still like him. At first, I was mad with my daddy, but it's okay now. I got my mom's $15 and I'm getting paid to write this. Now I almost forgot who's coming to Tallahassee. I know it's not Michael Jackson. And Gwanda Miller 8 is the daughter of Priscilla A. Miller and Freddie Miller. She is a third grader at W.T. Moore Elementary School. So, Ricky, as a parent, how do you respond to those two articles?
Yeah, I mean, third grade, I could kind of see, not just a Prince show.
You're rubbing up against something.
I'm sorry.
Noise. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. As as a third grader going to a concert, not just a Prince concert, but just a concert, say in general, but because you're gonna be surrounded by adults,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of could see that not happening. Like if it was like Menudo or something, then that would have been different. But it's like that is kind of an adult atmosphere to kind of expose that child to. Now, just my first concert that I don't remember, I was told that I went to was a P-Funk concert. So I was roughly maybe around about maybe younger. I just remember a cloud of smoke, from the people partaking in
a cloud of smoke.
I guess partaking in smoking.
Yes.
And you could imagine what they were doing, but I just remember the smoke and the lights and all that type of stuff. So yeah, I could kind of see not kind of going to that. Even if it was a Jackson concert, I kind of would still kind of be like, third grade, that's a bit much.
Yeah.
For a third grader to kind of go to. I don't agree with the guy saying that Prince was bad. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it was, like that part is like a bit extreme, saying, well, like this person is bad, you can't go to their show. Like what was bad about the show,
Yeah.
But and to Kim's point, yeah, it is a parent's job to know their kids. And like I used to say, let me put my teacher hat on for a moment. Parents know their children. And so, like, you know what your child is kind of capable of and what they can and cannot accept. So, um, you know, in the grand scheme of it, I think the parent made a right decision. Um, Sheila's show might have been more over the top than Prince's show was.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, I mean, I actually do think that it was more over the top than Princess in that regard, for sure.
Yeah, and so if when so you think about that part of it, like that would have been a lot, for a third grader to kind of see. Prince's show might have not have been as extreme, but you got that's part of the whole package in terms of that show. So the child would have been exposed to that. That would have been a lot.
Yeah,
that would have been a lot.
For sure. So we're going to move on to Tallahassee, Florida, Wednesday, April 3rd, 1985. You can see some tickets there. And I'm going to move to another article written by another minor, which I'm really loving that, the kids are writing into the newspaper. These were different times, though, where the address of the person was printed in the newspaper.
Yeah.
This was different times. So here we go. Teenager didn't like Prince antics. This is in the Tacoma News in Tacoma, Florida. To the editor, I am a concerned student about the Prince concert. As a young 13-year-old Christian, I believe that Prince shouldn't do such immoral things on stage without parents understanding what goes on at the concert. How can teenagers learn what is right and wrong when you're moving something? To unmute yourself because it's causing a lot of noise.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. How can teenagers learn what is right and wrong when we have influences such as Prince, who on stage does immoral acts such as these? Number one actually is having Sheila E., the drummer, having simulated sex on stage with a man. Number two, having Sheila E. come out on stage wearing her famous lace. And number three, playing the sort of music which talks about rape and incest. Now, I was trying to rack my head, what song on the Purple Rain tour talks about rape? And I don't remember, did he ever perform Sister on the?
No, this was, no. And you got to remember, this is from a person in, say, the South wrote this.
Yes.
So, it was all type of wild rumors and speculations by people that didn't attend the show, making these accusations and things. So
yes, very good point. And I do love, again, kind of going back to your earlier point, Ricky, that two out of three are about Sheila.
Yeah,
not about Prince. And then it ends with, I would like to be recognized as a teenager who is against such things. Kids need to have censorship in their lives to know what is right and wrong. At this Easter season, do you really think that Prince would die for you? Now, one of the things is this could possibly not be written by the teenager, and it could be written by one of the parents.
Could be fronted as a teenager.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, like when you first pulled that article up, I was kind of thinking wow, I felt kind of jealous because I was like, how come they didn't try to, really talk to people that really went to the show? You know what I'm saying? I was available. They could have hit me up. You know what I'm saying? I could have wrote an article. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure if we had some old Write On magazines back when people used to write into magazines, and they would post those letters, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure with some positive things being said about the show.
Yeah.
Because
sure.
Because we've all discovered, it was, some of our peers were there. Okay, we were there, so our peers were there. And so, it, wasn't what these people are making it out to be, this boogeyman, scary thing at the show type deal. So
Kim and Heavenly are saying that wasn't written by a kid at all. I'm actually on that team. It just yeah, it was interesting because they doubled down on being a teenager and all that. So, yeah. All right. So Anna B says, I couldn't attend the Prince concerts either. So my parents bought me the LPs. That's a great trade and gave me a box of ice cream sandwiches.
Hey, I tell you, hey, some albums and some ice cream sandwiches and a frozen pizza. That's not a bad trade off.
It's not a bad trade-off
That's not
at
a bad trade off for
all.
that time. I
That is
mean, hey,
great. Thank you so much for sharing that.
that's funny, boy. Ice cream sandwiches go hard, boy. They still go hard. I don't care what nobody say. You're never too old for an ice cream sandwich.
Yeah, they go hard in the paint. All right. So we're going to move on to our next article from the Tallahassee Democrat, and it's Prince gives performance fit for a king. This is one of the better photos we've seen this week in the newspaper. And this is by Mark Brown. So actually, the person that the mom talked to. And Prince gives performance fit for a king. If pop rock star Prince retires from live concerts, and he's promised to do so after a show Sunday in Miami's Orange Bowl, then this generation will have lost one of its most flamboyant performers. His show Wednesday night in the Civic Center was nothing short of spectacular and kept a wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling crowd of more than 10,000 on its feet for more than 2 hours. So it goes on to be a pretty positive review. So that lets us know that the advice that he gave to the mom was really because, like it was balanced, because it seems like he really appreciates Prince. So it's good to see. And then the end of the article, I just wanted to read. It says the show's one shortcoming was its sound system. Although much better than the one he brought on his last trip, though, town, and I think it's supposed to be through town instead of through town in 1983. It still sounded occasionally muddy Wednesday night. Now, this has actually been a criticism of the sound throughout the tour, that the sound sounds muddy. He's not the first person who actually has written that.
Man, that's probably why in like later years we would see Prince pay a whole lot of attention to like his sound, and even during the Gold Experience era, wanting to mix the sound from on stage, so that's something that he probably knew, was occurring, and wanted to fix really bad.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Thursday, April 4th, 1985. This is a Lakeland, Florida ticket. And again, there weren't many tickets, so that's pretty good. And we're going to move on so that was Thursday, Lakeland, Florida. This is Friday, Lakeland, Florida. And here are some photos from
shoot.
Florida. Photo, isn't it great?
Yeah, they'll make a great poster.
Yeah, it would make a great poster. And I love that little light to the right of his face almost looks like a heart.
Yes! Oh,
yeah. Even though it's not, I'm just making it a heart.
Okay.
Yeah. And then here's another one. Which is great.
All right. Man, the Guitar Hero picture.
Yeah, always. So these are a couple from Lakeland. And this was from the Fort Lauderdale News. I loved that he got like the cover of, I'm assuming this is like a newspaper insert. But
like a Sunday piece.
Yeah, like a Sunday piece. I'm not going to read this whole thing. You'll be able to read it when I post this slideshow. But basically, the article says overkill tarnishes his Prince crown, and it goes on to talk about how he hasn't sold out the Miami show yet, because it's almost like 80,000. So people have been, remember last week or week before, even the scalpers were complaining that they couldn't sell the tickets because, there are too many of them in some cases. Let's see. Oh, wow. So Edgar says Sheila Set was quite raunchy, and they had to cut that segment on a TV broadcast over here. So Sheila Set was actually more of an issue for minors than at Princess itself. Okay. Yeah. So we still have a lot to talk about in terms of the salon part, but so far in 1985, Prince has done 60 live shows, and starting off with Dallas, Texas, and then you can see all of the ones he's been doing here. And then I want to remind everyone that the We Want the Funk documentary premieres on PBS on April 8th.
What?
Yes.
Oh man, I gotta schedule that April 8th.
Yes.
Yeah,
PBS.
what time? What time? What time?
That's a good question. What time? Let's see. Do we know? I don't know. It's a good question. I would assume it would be. It's not on here. I'm looking at the website really quickly.
I know my guy Marcus Miller's supposed to be in that thing. I gotta.
Yes, Marcus Miller and me.
Oh yeah, that's right, D'Angelo. You gotta support your homegirl. You know.
Yeah, you gotta support me, but you really gotta support. A lot of people are in this doc, like Scott Brown, Miles Marshall Lewis, Fredara Hadley, Questlove, Carlos Alomar. I mean, it's just like a lot of folks. I could go on and on and on. It's a really great doc, and I hope that you'll support it.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But it doesn't say the time, so. But I'm assuming it'll probably be like 7 or 8 or something like that. And then the other thing is, let's see what's next. Okay, so we know Bilal. I feel like I'm missing something. Hold on. Did I not hide something? Oh, all right. Okay. So Bilal's on tour, and next up is Austin, Texas on Sunday, meaning tomorrow. So if you're in Austin or you know people in Austin, please have them go out and support Bilal. He's really in his element. He's always been his element, but he's on fire right now. This is the time to see him if you've never seen him before. Really amazing shows. I wish I lived in LA because last year, Corey Henry did church in Brooklyn for Palm Sunday, but he's doing it for the West Coast this year. So on April 20th for Easter, he's going to be in Inglewood, and you can get tickets at themiracleinglewood.com. It is, if you love great music, it is such an amazing, amazing place to be.
That's what's up. Yeah,
if I was rolling the dough, I'd be flying out there for this because it was one of my favorite moments from last year was going to that church in Brooklyn for Palm Sunday. And I really wished and hoped that he was going to do it again this year. But you got to spread love to both coasts. So
yeah,
the West Coast.
So good.
And don't forget about Chris Robb supporting Slum Village at the Blue Note in New York on April 24th and 25th. This is the second time this year. And they also, Chris Robb supporting them last year. So the Blue Note obviously loves them, or they wouldn't keep coming back. You can see back by popular demand. As you know, Chris Robb is an amazing a musician. I'm thinking about the doc. And then there's going to be an amazing performance tribute to Alice Coltrane by Robbie Coltrane and Flying Lotus at Carnegie Hall in May. So if you want to see that, I highly recommend that you do. And it was just announced that Grace Jones and Janelle Monáe are going to be the opening of the Blue Note Jazz Festival. And it's going to be at the Lena Horne Bandshell in Brooklyn on June 9th for Celebrate Brooklyn. The tickets are very expensive. I really wanted to go, but I'm trying to save my dollars. So I've seen both Grace and Janelle Monáe like a couple of times each. And I really, if you haven't seen Grace Jones, you got to see her. So I actually included a little small clip of Grace Jones. Like she's in her 70s and she's still amazing.
Great. Grace still doing shows, man. That's
doing shows, and she's really amazing. Yes. Yeah, it's going to be an amazing show. And yes, Van Hunt is amazing. And I don't know when he's ever going to go on tour again. And yes, Corey is amazing live. One of the best live performers we have right now. And yes, Grace Jones sung at your church. Thank you so much for letting us know. Okay, cool music. And yeah. All right. So in addition to Grace Jones and Janelle Monáe, you can see Marcus Miller is also going to be a part of the Blue Note Jazz Festival, as well as Branford Marsalis and a lot of other people, including Louis Baker. So Spire Jara, Gino Vanessa.
Lineup.
Yeah, it's a really, really great lineup. So you might want to check out tickets if you're in the Tank and the Bangas, Rowan G featuring Chris Robb. So Chris Robb is really
doing his thing.
We got Santiago, whom I love a lot, Savion Glover, who's amazing live, Ricky Lee Jones, Soul Rebels, music of the Buena Vista Social Club. So there's so many people here. Rebirth Brass Band and all of that jazz. Omar is coming back to the States. Don't sleep. If you didn't see him earlier this year, He's from the UK. He rarely comes. And I have never heard of him coming to the States twice in 1 year. So this is like super rare. So make sure you get your tickets. I already have mine because this is something I'm not going to miss.
I'm going to do that Virginia show.
You got to. It's really, you trust me, it'll be worth every penny. And then the estate has released the time for the tickets for Celebration this year, which will be on Monday, April 7th is when they go on sale. And Celebration this year is going to be from June 5th through 8th. And they have changed it so that it seems like it's going to be about 1985, because they say get ready to celebrate the year 1985. And they say it's been purple raining around the world in a day. So I'm happy to see that they're going to be celebrating not only Purple Rain, but also Around the World in a Day in 1985. And as we know, because we've been reading about it, Purple Rain tour is still 1985. So obviously it makes sense that they're doing Purple Rain and Around the World in a Day.
So have they released a lineup yet? Or
no,
so
they haven't released a lineup yet.
Oh, hey, what if we'll get a remaster to Around the World in a Day just this year? You know what I'm saying? You'll be...
Yeah.
I know everything can't be super deluxe edition, but at least we could get, like a remastered.
Yes. So what I'm excited about more than the Celebration announcement is they also posted for Happy World's Drummer Day this unreleased footage of Prince during the time playing drums.
What?
Everything. So if I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. Let me see if I can try to play this. We might not be able to hear it, but we'll see. Can you hear that? Maybe not.
Yeah, we can hear it a little bit.
Oh, you're not seeing it though.
Yeah, now we see it.
So I really want to see the rest of this video.
yeah. I have always wondered, like, how did, playing one instrument is one thing because you have to practice and keep your chops up. But then when you play multiple instruments, like, how do you find time in the day to like practice and keep your chops up? Because he does it and he makes it look just like so effortlessly. You know what I'm saying? Like so easy. Where you're just like, wow, and it seemed like he did that with everything. He you put him on the piano. Oh yeah, I could just, just play so easily. Like, how do you keep your chops up doing that stuff? That's like,
I love this comment.
Inspiring.
It is very inspiring, but Polka Dot P is so percussive. I love it. And Prince on drums makes me so happy too. El Michelle, so happy Drummer Day. And yes, someone had posted in that video, it sounds like Sheila is playing too. Yes, this was during Love Sexy, so I'm sure that is Sheila on the timbales. And I love how he's working, looking around at folks. So I was so excited to see this. And now that whatever's going with the Netflix doc, it seems like they can actually share unreleased footage again. This is what I'm excited about. It's like all the unreleased footage that hopefully, but I love this teaser, but I would love to see like more of this, this in particular, because it's yes, Vanessa, they've got so much material in the vault, so much more to share.
Free it.
And I love this. Like, how do you do a jazz fusion album with only people? Yeah. So, I mean, going back to what you said, Ricky, I think, first of all, I mean, based on I actually had Jimmy Jam come and talk to my class on Wednesday.
Oh
And,
yeah,
yeah, and one of the
that's what's
things
up.
that one of the things that he said, and I think is really important, is that as a teenager, meaning like early teens, Prince was already pretty masterful on his instruments. So
Yeah.
like he had, like there's that 10,000 hour rule.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've read where people were going like Seeley's at a football game or whatever game he's at, Prince would be practicing.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
and so like he put in his 10,000 hours, and I'm sure that he just put in his 10,000 hours on other
Instruments.
Because I was listening to on the playlist today, because I can't, let me go there because I can't remember where is it, where did it go? Oh darn it, hold on one second, I hit it. I knew it was something I had unhit, so let me do that real quick. So D68A has posted the sound check for the Lakeland show. It's an interesting sound check in that he's upset most of the time because
You mad at the band, or you just mad?
He's mad at the band, and he's actually mad at Eric Leeds in particular. And I don't know how long they're playing this song. Let's say it's like 40 minutes. It's probably 40 minutes, maybe even longer than 40 minutes. And I was like, okay, he's going to give him a break. And it seems like he was about to walk away, and he was like, don't go nowhere, Sheila. And he called out Body Heat. And I was like,
you know what? Y'all pissing me off. Body Heat again. Oh man,
it was crazy. I was like, no, he didn't. And it was like,
boy, they probably hate that song to death right about now. You probably get them together and say Body Heat. It cause trauma for them.
Yeah, I actually felt for them. This is like 40 years ago, and I was like having a panic attack for them. I was like, oh my God, no, he didn't. And what was crazy is that Sheila was into it though. So Sheila was like keeping up with them. So I just, if you haven't listened to that sound check, and obviously thanks D68A and D68A is here
that's what's up,
for posting that, because it's a really interesting sound check to listen.
I'm gonna skip straight to the Body Heat part.
No, you can't skip it. It's not the same, Ricky. You got to go through the whole thing.
Okay.
To understand like how. I wish I could have asked Prince. I was like, no, you didn't. So anyway, okay. So remember I said I had an announcement. So I want to make sure we get the announcement in. I am thrilled to announce that Jerome is going to be joining us for the keynote. So we have the entire
family. All right.
We have the entire family Friday at noon here on YouTube for our keynote for Pop Life 40.
Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. So
yes,
it'll be 11 for you Central folks.
Yes, I need to change that. Thank you for pointing that out. And normally I have it. It is on the website, but just in case, let me pull it up. I'm glad you said that. Give me 1 second.
That's all right. I have my lunch ready.
Yes.
I'm gonna have my Symposium snacks.
So when you go to the Symposium website and you get to the schedule at a glance, it does say in really bold letters, but sometimes people don't see this, all times in Eastern time, meaning on the East Coast. And you will see we got all of Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And again, you'll see Fridays on YouTube, and you'll see Saturday and Sunday will be on Zoom events. And we talked about you will be able to find out that link if you subscribe.
Subscribe. Man, get your silk pajamas, get ready.
Yes.
You'll have a good time. Get your smoking jackets, all that.
Yes, get your smoking jackets and all of that.
Doing it. I have a question for you, because I mean, man, you kind of went over it like it's nothing, but you had Jimmy Jam come talk to your class. How was that?
It was amazing. It really was. And, you've seen Jimmy Jam being interviewed. He's so humble, and it was just, he said some of the stories he's always said, but the students hadn't heard it because a lot of them don't know much about Prince except for Purple Rain, and some of them didn't even know about Purple Rain. So it was just really great to hear from him. And the thing is, like, we talked about like Mind and Matter, like how he was this young teenager writing songs for, people who are older than he was and all of that, because I'm teaching the course from this concept of senius. And senius is a term coined by Brian Eno. Hopefully people know who Brian Eno is. And senius is basically, it's not just about the genius, but like everybody who surrounds that genius in order to, and also it's about like uplifting all ships, like how one person can lift a ship and everybody on that ship. So that's kind of the frame that I'm teaching it, so that students will know that they can rely on each other and how they can form collectives or form bands in order to, lift all of their ships at one time. So it was really incredible. And we actually had Andrea come and speak virtually as well about the Minneapolis scene.
Okay, I know, but how was it for you? I mean, because I've known you.
Oh, I mean, it's
for you having Jimmy Jam there, like for you.
Oh, it was incredible. I mean, it really was, because I had never spoken to. I mean, I was able to go share a meal with him last year, but I was with a lot of other people, and I didn't ask many questions because I wanted to respect his time, and I'm sure he gets tired of talking about Prince, so I didn't really ask him anything about Prince when we shared the meal. So it was just nice to ask him some specific questions. I wanted to ask him about Pandemonium, but I just didn't. I had him for a very short period of time, and I just didn't want to go there. But he was such a gentleman. They all like Jerome, all of them. They're such gentlemen. It's something about Minneapolis that, they're just really, really incredible. And that the students really asked really good questions. So it was really good.
Okay.
Yep. And in addition, so that's one announcement. So remember, we got the family keynote, and I'm thrilled to announce that we have a second keynote. And our second keynote, before we do, just want to show this picture of me and Jerome. This is the first time I met Jerome in 2016 when I did the Grown Folks Music podcast.
Yeah.
So this is, I first met Jerome, and Jerome is one of my favorite people on earth. And I just so thrilled that he said yes to joining us for the symposium. And it's always a treat when Jerome wants to join us. Andre, as far as I've always wanted to know more about the production of Pandemonium, and if they split the production of certain songs, and like was there more back and forth on certain songs from Pandemonium, or did Prince take the lead on like all the production? Like, I just really want to know more about how Pandemonium was produced and recorded, because it's my favorite Time album. So, yep. And let's see. The next keynote that I'm very excited to announce is we're going to have Eddie M. I was hoping C. Lee was going to be here.
Oh, man. Oh, buddy. If Eddie, you wear that paisley shirt on for the...
We can ask. It's sharp, Ricky.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying. He ought to wear that.
He's looking good. So I am so thrilled that Eddie M is going to be joining us for a keynote about Romancing 1600, and he also on Around the Rolling the Day. So I am very, very, very excited that we'll be talking to Eddie M. And
is he going to be on Friday or?
He's going to be on Friday.
Okay.
He's going to be on Friday, and let me go back to the schedule because I'm really bad with numbers. So if you go to the schedule, you'll see that the family is going to be from noon to 1:30, and then Eddie M is going to be from 2 to 3 on Friday on
Okay.
here. So we're going to have 2 keynotes, which I'm extremely excited about. And I know that C. Lee in particular is going to just be thrilled when he finds out.
He's gonna be through the moon with that one.
Yeah, he's going to. So I did that for you, C. Lee. So okay, Modern Air, I will make sure. I will definitely sure. And yes, so many people are talking about Eddie and Eric together in the America video, so we definitely got to talk about that.
Oh, most definitely.
Yes. And you know what, baby love? I haven't shared a meal with Jerome, but I have shared a meal with Jimmy Jam. But I did get to meet Jerome multiple times, and he's really incredible. He's one of my.
We'll get you some lemon cake. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Symposium snacks. Get you some lemon cake.
Oh my God.
Or some Doritos.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Prince love Doritos. Get you some Doritos.
Yes. So Man 10, yes. So I want to go back to the schedule so that people aren't confused. If you go to the schedule, and again, the website is poplife.polishsolid.com. You will see at the top here, if you look on your desktop, it says Friday, YouTube, Saturday, Sunday, Zoom events. If you look at this on a phone, it's going to do what's called a be responsive. So you'll see Friday, YouTube, and then you'll see when you get down to Saturday, Zoom events. So it's all on the schedule. Let me put actually, the QR code, let me go back here. Oh, the QR code is here. So if you do the QR code, it will take you to where you need to go. And we also are announcing that Duane is going to be joining us for the What Did Prince Do This Week session. Anytime we can have Duane join us, we're very excited. So
next Saturday.
Saturday.
I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be the place to be next weekend. I'm telling y'all. Get your coach, your silk pajamas, man, your Symposium snacks. Tell a friend, tell everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because we gonna do it live for y'all. It's gonna be great, man. D'Angelo's got a great lineup planned. It's gonna be, one for the record books.
Yes, for sure. And I love Tao Sophie saying not them new
Doritos. And look, I feel you. Hey man, I feel you, boy. It's something about them new ones. You just be like, I don't know.
I haven't had any of the new ones. I'm glad I hadn't. I would be super disappointed because I used to love Doritos because of Prince. Like,
get you some Doritos, boy. Y'all get you some Doritos and some Symposium snacks and some lemon cake. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but it's okay, Edgar, because it's going to be on YouTube archived, and then I will upload the Zoom events videos when I have time to the YouTube channel. So even if you can't make it in real time, you will be able to watch it afterwards. And
don't worry, Edgar. I got you on all the Madhouse, potential questions for you, brother. I got you. I'm already on it for you, Edgar.
Yes. So for those of you who may not know what we're talking about, we're going to be celebrating 3 albums for Pop Life 40, and it's going to be a virtual symposium, obviously around the Rolling Today, because it's all about 1985, The Family, as well as Romance 1600. So that's what we're going to be doing for 3 days, starting next week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, we will be on YouTube. Saturday, What Did Prince Do This Week is not going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on Zoom events. So if you come here at noon expecting What Did Prince Do This Week, you're not going to find it on YouTube.
You won't see us.
Yeah, you won't see us. So just be aware of that. And then we want to make sure that we contribute to Des Dickerson in a time of need. So please do that if you haven't.
Oh, man. Sorry to hear that about Des.
Yes. And then obviously Jeremiah is still battling cancer. So send him a kind word if you can't contribute.
Stay strong, brother. Stay strong. We praying for you, man. We keeping you in our hearts and minds.
For sure. And then we've already talked about the accompanying playlist. So if you want to look at the clip of Prince drumming over and over again, you can do so. Because that's what
keep it on repeat. You just let it keep playing over and over and over again.
Yes. And then if you want to see Grace Jones at 70 years old, like having more energy than I do right now, you can see Grace Jones performing. And we are actually doing this in an hour and 30 minutes. That's what I'm talking about. So, Ricky, take us home.
Man, thank y'all for joining us. Thank you, D'Angela. I know for having us. We all count down to, Pop Life 40, celebrate 85. For some of us, we'll be reliving it. And for some of you newbies, come on aboard, man. We all for a good time. Everybody stay safe. Show love to one another. And like Michael Dean says, man, work your life like a job. See y'all next week.
Thank you. And I just want to say one last thing, because I'm just now seeing this. I wish it was in person, but it's the money. It's like I just couldn't raise the money this year. So because it's free and I never charge, and I just couldn't do it. So thank you so much. But we have a great time virtually too. It's always,
yes, we do,
because it always is hopping in the chat. That's actually where
where it's at. Well, that's where the love is. That's where the action is.
Action is in the chat. Yes. Awesome. All right. So have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much, Ricky, for joining me. So I was
you know it.
Awesome.
No, not at all. I got you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.